When we think of a club due to success in the Premier League, you probably think of Chelsea or Man City, or maybe United back in the Sir Alex days. But is this true? Are our perception of English youth football real or just some fugazi? Could the most successful youth team in the Premier League be West Ham or maybe even Spurs? Well, I decided to find out. This is our journey to finding out the most successful youth team in the Premier League, at least for the modern era. Yeah, point to note, this is only taking into account the teams currently in the Premier League for the 2025-2026 season. Research involving every single team in English football would have been extremely tedious and frankly unnecessary. In fact, I would have been quite fine leaving some Premier League teams out of this video. So firstly, to qualify as an academy product for a certain team, the player would have to have been in that team before the age of 16 and should have at least been in their system for more than a year. I say this because I noticed that teams would constantly acquire youth players from other clubs at the age of 16 and in most cases not even send them to their academy. They would go straight to their under 18s. This is because these players aren't seen as academy players anymore. They are academy products of the team being purchased from, who the purchasing team sees high potential in and are hoping can improve their squad in the future or in most cases sell for hire. This is no different from how Chelsea or Real Madrid would go to South America to find a promising 16 to 18-year-old to integrate into their youth system, in the hopes of, in rare cases, improving their squad or, in most cases, selling the player for hire. So, for example, we all know Rio Ngumoha doesn't count as a Liverpool academy product, rather a Chelsea product. So basically, what happened between Chelsea and Liverpool with Ngumoha happens all the time across the board. And in some cases, these 16-year-olds are actually purchased in money and then sold for hire. So no, Liam Delap doesn't count as an academy player for Man City. Secondly, to be considered a successful Premier League youth product, the player must have at least 20 appearances for the following leagues while still playing in them for the 25-26 season. So no Tammy Abraham for Chelsea or Jesse Lingard for Man United, sadly. And also no Max Doman or Rio Ngumoha for Arsenal and Chelsea respectively. I included the English Championship because it's actually ranked 7th in the world, just under the Belgian League. Okay, now that's out of the way, based on these criteria, which Premier League team has the most academy products currently playing in the biggest leagues in the world? Before we get to the top, tied for last place we have AFC Bournemouth and Burnley, both having 0 academy products playing in the big leagues. Now this is where I got a little skeptical about my research, cause 0 products playing in the big leagues looked a bit fishy, but then I realized that places like Bournemouth and Burnley are probably very small cities in the UK. So the chances of them producing an elite academy product from their club is quite smaller compared to the other teams, especially teams from London, who actually did very well in this list. Well, except for the team that rounded up the relegation zone, which is Brentford, with only 1 academy product playing in the big leagues, Tyrick Mitchell. Which again makes sense given that 2 of the highest teams in the list were West London clubs. So I guess they just stole all the good kid ballers from Brentford. Now, to the top of the list, in 6th place we have Spurs with 13 academy products currently playing in the big leagues and the English Championship. In 5th place, we have a shocking appearance from Fulham with 14 academy products currently playing in the big leagues. And making the top 4 is Man United with 20 players, and just missing out on 2nd is Arsenal in 3rd place with 24 academy products playing in the big leagues and the Championship. In 2nd place we have Man City with 25, and in 1st place is Chelsea with a whopping 35 academy products currently playing across the 10 most reputable leagues in world football. But I didn't stop there. Somehow these findings made me even more curious. I wanted to find out if these players are actually quality world-class players or just good enough to play in the big leagues. So out of all the players I picked out for each Premier League team, I calculated their highest ever market value in their career. And based on this, we actually don't see much change. We see Liverpool jump to 6th place with a combined peak market value of €340 million with the likes of Alexander-Arnold and Curtis Jones carrying. At 5th place, we still have Spurs with a combined peak market value of €386 million. At 4th place, we have Man United with €521 million And at third place, we have Arsenal again with a combined peak market value of 685 million euros. At second place, of course, is Man City with a combined peak market value of 896 million euros for all the academy product currently playing in the big leagues. And at first place, you guessed it, is Chelsea with a combined peak market value of 1.2 billion euros for all the academy products currently playing in the big leagues. Okay, but how successful are these youth teams actually? I mean, if you had all the star players in the world and had nothing to show for it, it's kind of useless. Trophies is how we measure success in football. So I found every major competition Premier League teams play, and yes, I know this technically validates my categories, as many of these teams would include players signed after the age of 15. But it's still a way to see how successful a team's youth system is. The first competition I went for was the Premier League Under-18s League, which had 4 Prem teams tied in third place: Fulham, Everton, United, and Villa, which is expected given these teams all ranked in the top 10 for number of successful academic graduates and combined peak market value. In second place, we have Chelsea with 2 titles, and in first place was Man City with an amazing 5 titles. For the second competition, which is the PL2 or PL Under-21s, we had 2 Prem teams tied for third place with 1 title each, which are the 2 teams from North London, Arsenal and Spurs. We had 2 teams tied for second place with 2 titles each, which are Everton and Chelsea again. And once again, we had Man City with the most PL2 titles, but this time tied with their neighbours from Manchester, Man United, both bagging 3 titles each. And finally, the last competition was the UEFA Youth League, which sadly only one English team had won. And that English team will of course be the team that has won it all, Chelsea. Chelsea are the only English youth team to win a UEFA Youth competition, and they've also constantly showed up amongst the top teams on every list created here. Based on everything we've gone through, they seem to be the Premier League team with the most successful youth system. But what do you think? Put your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in our next video.